What's up, folks? Now, without a doubt, hands down, George Carlin was one of the greatest comedians of all time. Hands down, folks. I remember he did a bit one time about people he could do without. So in honor of George Carlin, me and some of my friends have come up with a few people that we could do without. Let's get this started. How about that asshole that shows up to your house unexpected? Unexpected, unannounced, and uninvited. Just shows up. Fuck what you're doing, fuck what you're talking about, fuck what you had planned today. It's time for you to stop what you're doing and entertain this motherfucker.
Is the backstabbers, you know. You're at work, wherever, you know, and they're just, I mean, man, if they have an inkling where they could stab you in the back and, you know, and slip on in there, that's it, you know. Oh, well, he was 2 minutes late. Really? So how's that going to put more food on your table? You think the boss is going to like you more? You're actually going to be the first to go.
People in traffic that want to make a left-hand turn, and they are in front of you in your lane, and rather than noticing that there is a turning lane right there beside them they could hop into, that would be so fucking logical, wouldn't it? No, they come to a dead stop right in front of your ass, and they end up making a line of cars a quarter mile long, and they're totally oblivious to the fact that they are being a fuckhead.
People that have an egotistical, bigoted mindset and assume that everyone is wrong except them, only because they gain popularity from people that have the same egotistical, bigoted mindset. You know, atheists, not necessarily in general.
People that are jerks, when they're drunk or sober, they go out to a bar, get drunk, turn into a jerk, act like a jerk, treat everybody like a jerk, and then the next day apologize for it and say, well, it was the beer talking. No, it wasn't. Everybody knows you're a jerk. And now you're going to say, no, see, it wasn't the beer talking, it was you talking. You may have been drunk, but you're a jerk drunk, you're a jerk sober, you're a jerk when you smoke, whatever. But don't blame beer for you being an asshole. Simple.
Do without the open book. You know those people who open up way too much right after you just met them? For example, like the new guy at work. You just meet him at 7 o'clock in the morning. By noon, you know the guy's whole life story. He's told you all about his 7-year drug addiction and how he found Jesus while his mother was battling cancer. To be honest, that's a little too much information to be sharing with somebody you've only known a couple of hours.
And what about the douchebag that comes to your house and takes the phrase, make yourself at home, way too seriously? I mean, God forbid you got a box of cheeses sitting on the counter, the motherfucker just pop up, start popping fucking cheeses down their fucking throat, pop your fucking fridge up and pour yourself a glass of tea, or fucking knocking your fucking shit down like they paid for it. Nasty motherfucker got his shoes kicked off with his dirty ass socks on your fucking couch. Then he wants to run up in your bathroom and take a big giant shit. I didn't mean to really make yourself at home, okay, jackass?
The one-uppers, you know. Oh, man, I had a chest pain today. Oh, well, I've had a quadruple bypass, you know, and, you know, they've been there, did that, bought the shirt full price. Oh, man, my foot hurts. Oh, I had gangrene in my leg last week. Really? Yeah.
People that take things way too literally. These are people that misrepresent a given interpretation or can't comprehend descriptive metaphors.
I'd say the motherfuckers that know how to speak English, but whenever you're around, they don't want to act like they know any English around your white ass. Motherfuckers, speak it or go back to your goddamn homeland.
Parents that think that their child is just the best thing on planet Earth and so beautiful and wonderful. There are people that think that their child is just it. Number one, let me tell you, your child is probably not all that precious and smart. And 9 times out of 10, I've seen your child, your children, and they stink. And they don't impress me. But I know you're saying, is he talking about my child? Yes. No, I'm not talking about your kid. I'm talking about mine, too.
The smug quitter. This is somebody who has quit doing something that you're still doing, like smoking, drinking, maybe smoking weed, and they'll go to great lengths to make sure that you know that they're not judging you, but they'll still make those subtle comments implying that they're still better than you. You know, maybe they'll tell you, yeah, I quit smoking 3 years ago, and of course, you tell them, yeah, I still smoke. And then they look at you and say something like, well, you know, if you don't want to live longer, that's your choice.
Or how about the company, whether they were invited or not, that stays too fucking long? You got a 2-hour fucking window, folks. I don't give a shit if you're going to your mother's house or you're going to your best friend's. 2 hours. Guess what? After 2 hours, they're tired of looking at you. If you hadn't said what you came to say, motherfucker, too fucking bad, time's up, time for you to go.
Two-Faced was just, you know, they lie if the truth sounds better. I promise you, if you're sitting there talking to someone and they're like, man, look what she wore today, or man, look at that guy's car, man. And no wonder, you know, blah, blah, blah. If they're doing that to them, trust me, they're talking crap about you, too, behind your back.
Intellectual liars. People that intentionally lie to attempt to make another person sound wrong. This includes the type of people that jargonize something or someone using popularity in the attempt to propagate that someone or something is absurd.
People who bring their screaming ass kids to a restaurant or a movie theater. Motherfucker, some people don't make much money and all they want to be able to do at the end of the week is take some girl out and have a good fucking night, enjoy a nice little dinner at a restaurant, a nice little movie at the movie theater, but no, you bring them screaming little shits you couldn't get a babysitter for and y'all fuck up everybody else's night. Hey, you just joined the asshole club.
Cashiers that talk on the phone. No, I'm talking about I'm talking about the cashiers. They actually run the place like a convenience store. You go up in there and you just spend a few $5, $10, whatever, you know, because it's the local business. And they're at their phone. Yeah, they're there on the phone behind the cash register. You're up there and you're trying to make hi, how you doing? Nice, and they just ignore the hell out of you. You're pulling money out of your wallet and then they just ignore you. How was your day today? You know, you're talking to them, trying to just be nice, and you don't exist. But you know when they find out that you're there, when they ring up the merchandise, and then what do? Oh, hold on, Tommy. It's time for this poor bastard to give me some money. If you own a store, all you have to do, pay a little attention to people that's putting money in your pocket.
The shithouse lawyer. This is a guy who knows every single loophole in the law, especially the ones that don't exist. Yeah, dude, if you're driving around and you got a beer open in your car, all you have to do is put your thumb over the top of it, and they can't search it because it's not an open container, I swear to God.
How about the boss that wants to drop a bunch of fucking work on you right at quitting time? You got an hour and a half left of work, and they want to give you 2.5 hours worth of work, and it's got to be done today. What makes it worse is they're on you about no overtime. They want to get you completely fucked up and fucked off and frazzled like a motherfucker before you head out. They want to fuck your night up. And while you're out there fucking running 10 different directions at once, they're laughing their sick fucking ass off about it.
The obsessed. Now, the obsessed can fall under Facebook, MySpace, YouTube. It's people who make multiple different accounts, like women who the worst of the women trolls. They become obsessed with a man, or vice versa. And they try and talk to them. When you know you don't want to talk to them, they're like, well, now I'm going to make you talk to me. I'm going to make him see my point. It's not how it works. And that's basically how that goes. You have to delete accounts and start new ones. It's horrible.
And anyone that commits an act of violence on a child or involves a child in an act of violence or even provokes a child, in the same sense, anyone that is abusive to a child, a coward, it takes out their aggressive psychological disorder on that child in order to make themselves feel better, because even though they feel like they've relieved stress, they ignore the fact that it hurts the child. This includes child neglecting parents who even refuse to discipline their children in a proper way to teach them respect and common decency.
Any son of a bitch that was born in Kenya who comes to this country and buys a fake birth certificate and calls himself our president, that's somebody I can do without. Fuck you.
The second-hand expert. So these people know everything there is to know about whatever it is the person they know is an expert in.
My brother was a mechanic, so I totally know how to work on cars.
Dude, you can't argue with me on this one. My dad was a cop, so I know.
Another motherfucker I can do without. You know that snitch bitch at work? Or the guy that's completely fucked off because you outman him on every fucking level, and he wants to try to make you look bad? Even if it's just by a little suggestion, like when your name pops up, they say, psh, oh, that guy. Fuck you, you dickless motherfucker.
Or how about the self-promoter? You know, the person who'll tell you all about how great they are at one thing or another, but really can't back it up. You know, like that person who'll tell you about when they did karaoke night the other night, and everybody even gave them a standing ovation when we're applauding them and telling them how great they are. Yet you're sitting next to this person as they're singing along with the radio, and you notice they can't carry a tune in a bucket.
You jackasses that want to go under the speed limit on the inside lane, they call that the fast lane or the passing lane. Get the fuck over. If you're that fucking scared to drive, don't even leave the fucking house.
And then there's the topper. You know, the guy who has a better story than yours every single time. This one's a true story. I was talking with a guy years and years ago about playing guitar. And this guy proceeded to tell a story about how he was at a little guitar shop in his hometown, and Eddie Van Halen walked in, heard him playing, and came over to tell him how great he sounded and bought him a guitar right there on the spot and autographed it. I'm sure the way it really went down was this kid was in a guitar store playing an expensive guitar through an expensive amp, turned up way too loud, and trying his best to muscle through Sweet Child of Mine. Probably for 25 minutes straight before he got kicked out. But, you know, hey, your fantasy world, dude. You live in it. Enjoy it.
Oh, and I could definitely do without these chronic Facebookers. You know, the people that want to fucking post every 3 minutes? Or they want to tell you stupid shit about how they're out of fucking peanut butter and they gotta go to the store? And then once they're at the store, they want to Facebook you from there and tell you how bad parking is? And for the ultimate facepalm, when they get back home, they get on there and type up, "Hey, I'm back." Yeah, like anybody's fucking missed you. No one's missed you. We didn't even notice you were gone. Like the rest of us have been on Facebook all day just waiting with bated breath to see when you'd pop back on the home feed. And it really sucks for your friends that only got a few friends. They're new to Facebook. Their entire home feed is just a fucking step-by-step of what you fucking did today. My God, get a fucking life. Oh, and we can definitely do without the womanizer. You know, the guy that wants to always throw suggestive comments out there like he's got a fucking huge schlong, even though he doesn't? Well, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for disappointment. And what's worse is after these bitches fuck with you, they're going to tell all their fucking friends. Keep your mouth shut about your dick size, motherfucker, because you're going to get graded. She's going to hand out your fucking report card. Just make sure that you come correct and do the best job you can do. Until then, shut the fuck up. And this video has been dedicated to the memory of the late, great George Carlin.
In the spirit of George Carlin, cheers, motherfucker, and hey, motherfucker, hey.